Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and welcome back to the best games of 2017. In today's video, we're going to be talking about ARMS, and ARMS is most definitely one of the best games that I've played in 2017. And there are plenty of reasons for it, starting from the fact that it is new IP, which means Nintendo took pretty much a gamble creating a game like this. And as a matter of fact, I almost want to say hasn't really paid off yet. I still feel that ARMS is being really underrated. A lot of people just seem to be like, oh, whatever, you just like waggling, and nobody really cares. There's a ton of skill involved. So on top of it being a new IP, it requires a lot of skill to actually be effective at it. Don't believe me? Try playing it for the first time and just start on the medium difficulty and get your ass handed to you by the friggin' AI. And I do mean get your ass handed to you hard, okay, son? So it is new IP, it is extremely skill-based, it's got fantastic artwork, it is on a new platform. I guess being on a new platform is not necessarily something that we should really bring up, but it's just, there's so much creativity involved in this title. It completely splits itself off from the regular other fighters that you get in this genre, which, I mean, you got your Street Fighters, your Tekkens, your Injustices and Mortal Kombats, and it's like it's always about getting combos and getting getting combos, learning the different moves that each of the character has. I mean, one of the beautiful things about ARMS is that it distills everything down to a very specific thing, which is it's all about the punches. It's all about a very simple mechanic. It's something that Nintendo does really well because, like, you know, for a lot of these games, you'll have to memorize, okay, so for this character, it's down forward, this character is down backwards, and then I have to combo it into the Dragon Punch-like thing and do, you know, you have to memorize all of these things, and then you also have to memorize how these combos kind of chain together. Like, okay, so you got the, I don't know, the jump up, high kick, and then low kick, not low kick, but jump up, high kick, and then crouch, high kick again, into Hadouken, into Dragon Punch. I don't even know. I'm probably just spouting nonsense at this point, but it's like, that's the kind of combos that you have to memorize in a lot of these games if you want to be competitive. And that is very daunting. Essentially, if you're not someone who just wants to completely dedicate yourself to these kinds of fighters, it's going to be very hard for you to ever really be truly competitive. Now, when it comes to ARMS, that in my opinion is a game that you can enjoy without necessarily knowing all of the combos and all of the weapons, how they work and stuff. You can just like throw a couple of punches with a couple of weapons, figure out how they work, decide which weapons work better for you, and just kind of go from there. It's easy for someone to get into ARMS. And at the same time, it still manages to bring the same depth and competitiveness that some of these more complex fighters bring to the table, at least in my personal opinion. Like, you don't think so? Like, try fighting against someone that actually knows what they're doing and just try mashing buttons and see how well you do. You're not gonna do very well, I can assure you that much, because that game requires a lot of skill, at least, again, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people are gonna tell me, no, it doesn't, Rurikhan, you're wrong, it doesn't require that much skill, it's all about the wagon. It's like, I'm telling you guys, actually play the video game before you spout that kind of nonsense, because that game is complex. And that game, more importantly than that, is it's not just about the complexity and the competitiveness, because I'm telling you, it has a lot of competitive potential. I think a lot of people are underestimating the competitiveness of ARMS. I can't stress this out enough. But ultimately, it's not just about that. It's a fighter that manages to be fun, even if you're someone who's just coming in fresh into the game, which is something that is important. It's kind of like the same way that Smash Brothers, you know, someone can just kind of come into Smash Brothers. They're not gonna be a Smash Brothers pro. They're not gonna be, you know, getting all those strats right. Like, I don't get those strats right, but you can still have fun because it's not particularly hard to figure out how your character does specials. It's not particularly hard to figure out how the whole game functions, and you don't have to get all of these complex notions in your head. Some people will say, oh, it's for casuals then. Is like, I know a lot of people are gonna be giving me flack on this particular choice, but I'm gonna stand by my guns and I'm going to tell you, based on the fact that it's a new IP, it's got beautiful art, beautiful animations. It's been receiving constant support from Nintendo. What has it received since launch? I think like 3 new characters, 4 new characters, all of this for free, very much the same way that Splatoon does their thing, constantly adding new weapons to keep to keep players engaged with the game. And everybody gets all of this stuff for free, up until this point at least. And there's just been a lot of content around the game, and it's just a very satisfying and fun game to play, and it's a game that you can like hand the controller off to your friends, like just try it out. Just try it out. It's not that hard, and it's a whole lot of fun. And again, you can also play it with the Joy-Cons. You can play 2-player mode. You can play co-op. There's a co-op mode in there as well. There's just a lot of value in ARMS, at least in my personal opinion. But ultimately, you guys know that one of the main factors that I tend to evaluate games on whether or not they make it onto my list is innovation. And ARMS oozes out innovation and creativity, and what, like I said, in a market that has been stale in that type of game for quite some time. So that is why ARMS makes it onto my list of the best games of 2017. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.